Hello, this is Ron of the Ronnie Record Show, and Karen is here directing, producing, behind the camera. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning, sweetheart.
Well, today I'm going to go into maybe my episode two, phase two of what rock and roll is, 50's style.
Okay.
And last time, I gave example of the piano chords and guitar chords and progressions and gave examples. And the more I read, the more I study, the more I think about it. After all these years, I get more confused than ever. I just am.
Sweetheart, that might be, easier for you than you think.
Getting confused. What? Are you pulling my age card now? But my point is, I had this little novel thing about the history of rock and roll by Ron Ulrisi, and
Yeah. And then you also reeling and feeling. I can't get up that tall.
what?
What
are
is
you
that?
doing?
Reeling and rocking. What is that?
Oh, those are some very cool history books that this guy from Sacramento did. They're amazing.
Okay.
I should talk about them one of these days. But I'm talking about the sound and the beat, and I really am confused. And the more I think about it, this is not the history of rock and roll of the 50's. It's teenage music of the 50's. So I'm starting to realize after all these years that there's strains of it. There's the raucous sound of rockabilly that I don't know if it fits any pattern. And then you got Fats Domino and all those people out of New Orleans got their little sound going. I don't know if it fits into the pattern I've been talking about.
Would Fats Domino be like the early 40s?
Well, he was in the 40's and he actually hit what I think could be the first rock and roll song called The Fat Man. I think he did it in 1950 or 51.
But would he have been a little kid in the early 40s?
No, I don't think so. He always seemed old to me. But the band leader, Dave Bartholomew, was the one that really started all that. He was the one that had the band and actually created a lot of these people out of that town. But it's just different strains, and even when I think of Elvis, it was very little rock and roll. I mean, that's the premise, but some of his songs that it's now or never.
Well, I like his ballads.
Oh, they're good ballads, but so many of them aren't rock and roll. If you listen to I Need You, I Love You, I Want You, that has got that beat I was talking about last time. That
Do you
piano
have
beat.
that beat on the record you're going to play?
Well, no, not exactly that. What I'm going to cover, and I've talked about it before, is what's called 12 bar blues, which a lot of experts think is the basis of all early rock and roll.
Is that what, who's our friend? Jeffrey James? Is that what he plays? Is
he,
a
he
12 bar?
plays some of that, but he's more of a virtuoso on the guitar. Plays a lot of heavy duty blues chords, but
Okay.
these chords I'm talking about, the 12 bar blues is. Let me play
Okay.
a little of their first one.
Yeah,
This is
play it.
actually the background music. You imagine. No, it's not. No, that's something else you're looking
Tell
at.
Hallie Lassie, that's not it.
Oh, good. That's going to be my short. Now you gave it away. No,
Well,
no.
that's just a prelude of what they can check out later on.
Well, no. So now they already know the answer to the question I'm going to ask. Thanks a lot, sweetheart. But
Different audience.
yeah. So this is a beat. You imagine bass guitars playing in the background. A lot of rock and roll songs. This is
And that's what
great.
you and I dance to.
Exactly. This is 12 bar blues.
Yeah.
A basis of a lot of old rock and roll, and also blues music as you and I know it, that I'm gonna get into shortly. But see, the next one is strictly you can hear this sound in the next record,
Okay.
right?
Oh, yeah, it's the same. What's the name of this one?
This is Honky Tonk by Bill Doggett. Famous, huge, famous instrumental. Bill Doggett actually is an old organ player, and forget who plays guitar on here, but
Okay.
And it's some big guy, and I'm embarrassed I don't remember, but you hear
There it
that?
is, of course.
Is that-
And then they
that-
change it after that beat
Right.
for just a little bit, and then they switch in and bring in everybody else into the sound.
Exactly, and you hear sax in there now.
Oh,
an
absolutely.
Old rock and roll instrument that you didn't hear
Right.
after the Beatles, right?
Yeah. Well,
This is old-fashioned rock and roll using that 12-bar blues. Now next, I'm just going to go straight into what you and I know about blues music. That sounds like it, doesn't it?
yeah, doesn't
And
it?
it was, but that was what people called early rock and roll. This next one,
It's a little faster, same
little
beat, but faster.
Same sound, same beat. This is the famous Stevie Ray Vaughan,
Yeah, we like him.
right? Playing
Yeah.
Pride and Joy. Hear it? It's the
course.
same 12-bar blues.
Yeah. You and I would be up dancing already.
Yeah, we love, this is our dance beat that you can do, or that jitterbug, that modified jitterbug that came out in the 50s.
Right. Lauren and Robin like this beat also.
absolutely.
And there's, yeah.
Your brother and wife, absolutely. So another example is Get Next to Me, where B.B. King's on this one. Right?
Same beat, just slower than the last one. That's all.
Exactly, but it's still 12-bar
Yeah.
blues, an old rock and roll beat. Right? B.B. King, I think that's B.B. King's voice. Right?
Okay.
But the point I'm making is that old rock and roll beat you can hear in contemporary blues today. And I say contemporary, the last 20 years, Stevie Ray Vaughan and
Right.
people like that. The next one is an old standard by Elmer James, and I mean old, probably early 50s, but it's a blues song. But there's been countless covers of it. Here it is, a little different.
Right, it is. That almost sounds like a steel guitar or something,
No, but I get why you say that.
right?
But it's that same 12
That's
bar
a piano,
blues beat, right?
right.
Elmore J. This song, "Dust My Broom," has been redone by every contemporary blues singer.
Right. Okay.
Okay, and finally, well, that is finally.
All right.
So my point is today is that forget everything I've told you. The only thing I do know, and in my heart, I love all this beat I've been talking about in this sound, but it's really many different variations that created the teenage music of the 50s.
Right.
And I don't see a leapfrog from that to rock or 70s pop
Right.
or anything. I don't.
Well,
I-
it's good music.
I love it.
Absolutely
to
good
me,
music.
But it's separate, and you'll see a lot of rock historians will say, "Oh yeah, the rock and roll, it's all been rock and roll." Maybe I've been arguing semantics.
Yeah.
You
maybe.
know, maybe it's all rock and
You've
roll.
given us
huge
a lot to think about today.
Well, I don't want to think about it anymore.
All right.
I'm done with my lectures
All right.
about rock and roll. Okay?
All right. Just say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. And one more little take on the Ronnie record, spinning since 1958.
Yeah,
He's
probably
been
before
spinning a
that.
lot earlier than that.
Yeah, but we started making CDs for people.
Yeah.
Well, not even then. But anyway.
But anyway, thank you for joining us, everyone.
All right, thank you. This is Ron from the Ronnie Record Show signing off.
Bye.